Welcome to our channel. Today we are rediving into the world of rare valuable Australia's 20-cent coin, an unassuming disc of metal, yet a remarkable reflection of the nation's heritage, economy, and royal ties. In this episode, we explore, for specific years, -1975, 1976, 1978, and 2004, in the life of the Elizabeth II 20-cent coin. From the wildlife that graces its surface to the Queen's evolving portrait, from mass circulation to brilliant uncirculated mint sets, each coin holds its own unique story. The first step, 1976 Australian 20-cent coin, a small disc of copper and nickel, born in Canberra, yet passed from hand to hand across the entire continent, a coin that tells a story of monarchy, industry, art, and national identity. Let's delve deep into the history, geographic context, design, and collectible value of this unassuming yet fascinating piece of currency. It was the mid-1970s in Australia. The nation was navigating post-Whitlam reforms, adjusting to global economic pressures, and embracing a rapidly modernizing society. Amid political shifts and cultural evolution, everyday commerce needed reliable tools, and coins were among them. All Australian decimal coins, including the 20-cent piece, were being minted at the Royal Australian Mint, located in Canberra, the nation's capital. Opened in 1965, the Royal Australian Mint became the hub for all coin production, marking a shift from the earlier reliance on mints in London, Melbourne, and Perth. In 1976, the Royal Australian Mint produced over 59.8 million 20-cent coins, enough to fill the hands of nearly every Australian several times over. Material: 75% copper, 25% nickel. Cuprical weight: 11.3 grams. Diameter: 28.65 millimeters. Thickness: 2.5 millimeters. Edge: milled. Read. These specifications have remained consistent since 1966, ensuring compatibility with vending machines and handling systems for decades. On the obverse or front of the 1976 coin is the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by British sculptor Arnold Machen. She faces right, wearing a tiara, the girls of Great Britain and Ireland. Tiara, a symbol of elegance and authority. The inscription reads, Elizabeth II Australia 1976. This portrait was used from 1966 to 1984, and is arguably one of the most recognizable effigies of the Queen, symbolizing youth and stability during the early decades of her reign. Flip the coin and you'll find an Australian icon, the platypus, gliding through stylized waters. This reverse design was created by Stuart Devlin, the official goldsmith and jeweler to the Queen. Why the platypus? It's one of only 5 existing monotremes mammals that lay eggs. Found only in Australia, it captures the essence of the country's distinct biodiversity. Devlin's fluid design style represents motion and nature, adding an artistic flair rarely seen on everyday currency. With nearly 60 million coins minted in 1976, this issue was a fully circulating coin, and one of the most common 20-cent coins. Of the 1970s, these coins were used extensively across the country, from city stores in Melbourne to outback stations in the Northern Territory. Over the years they passed through vending machines, school canteens, pocket change, and payphones, becoming worn, scratched, and faded, yet retaining their value. In circulated condition today, a 1976 20-cent coin is worth between 20 cents and $1 AUD depending on where, but not all 1976 coins were meant for everyday pockets. For collectors, the Royal Australian Mint also produced limited, uncirculated, and proofed versions of the 1976 20-cent coin, packaged in special red wallet-style presentation sets alongside other denominations: 1C, 2C, 10C, 50C, and $1. 40,000 for uncirculated sets were issued in 1976. These coins were never circulated, retaining their original luster, with sharp details and smooth surfaces. In 1976, the Mint also released around 21,000 proof coins, included in official proof sets. Proof coins were struck using polished dies and special planchettes, giving them a mirror-like finish and frosted relief. These were targeted at new and serious collectors. Both uncirculated and proof coins command higher market values today. Uncirculated coins in sets typically worth $5, $12. Odd proof coins range from $15, $30 AUD, depending on condition and packaging. Today, the 1976 20-cent coin holds modest collector value in worn condition, but becomes significantly more desirable in high-grade uncirculated or proof states. Very fine VF still circulated. Details worn, extremely fine EF. Most features: visible uncirculated UNC full mint luster, no wet proof PR, deep mirrored fields, frosted devices. Collectors often seek these coins to complete a year set. Collect all obverse portraits. Build a historical collection of 1970s coinage. The 1976 coin is popular due to its high mintage, meaning circulated examples are plentiful, while high-quality specimens are more scarce and rewarding to find. The 1976 20-cent coin stands as a reflection of a stable monarchic era under Queen Elizabeth II. a nation growing in independence but rooted in tradition, a celebration of Australia's unique fauna through the platypus, the artistry of Arnold Mackin and Stuart Devlin, two titans of numismatic design. It's a piece of national history minted not to be stored, but to be used to pass from hand to hand across generations. It may be only 20 cents, but the 1976 coin holds decades of value, not just in currency, but in memory, artistry, and history. A pocket-sized symbol of Australia, struck in metal, moving through time. Featured item Obverse designer Arnold Mackin, reverse designer Stuart Devlin, mint location Royal Australian Mint, Canberra mintage, 59,800,000 circulation. Uncirculated sets, 40,000 for red wallet sets. Proof sets, 21,000 material 75% copper, 25% nickel. Cupro nickel diameter 28.65 weight 11.3 grams. Edge milled. Current value 20 cents. Circulated $5 to 30 Proof portrait Elizabeth II, second Machin effigy animal on reverse platypus.
The next step year, 1975, a moment in Australia's modern history where political tides were shifting, and yet in the quiet workshops of the Royal Australian Mint, millions of coins were struck, each bearing the face of a monarch and the spirit of a continent. This is the full story of the 1975 Australian 20-cent coin. The year 1975 was a time of great tension and transition in Australia. The country was in the throes of a constitutional crisis. The Whitlam government would be dismissed by the Governor-General, in what remains the most dramatic moment in Australian political history. Yet, as Parliament faced upheaval, the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, located in the Australian Capital Territory, carried on its steady work. Opened in 1965, the Mint had taken over full responsibility for Australia's decimal coinage. By 1975, it was producing all coin denominations, from the tiny 1-cent piece to the 50-cent coin, and of course, the 20-cent coin, introduced in 1966 as part of decimalization. Denomination, 20 cents year, 1975 Mint, Royal Australian Mint Canberra composition, 75% copper, 25% nickel. Cupronickel weight, 11.3 grams diameter, 28.65 millimeters thickness, 2.5 millimeters edge, milled reeded. These specifications have remained unchanged for decades, making the 20-cent coin a reliable unit in Australia's coinage system. The obverse of the 1975 coin features the second official portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Arnold Machin, a British artist and sculptor. Design: a youthful Queen Elizabeth II, facing right. Crown: she wears the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Inscription: Elizabeth to Australia 1975. Machin's portrait was first introduced in 1966 for the decimal series and remained in use until 1984. Its simplicity and grace make it one of the most recognizable images of the Queen worldwide. This image represents not only the monarch's presence on currency, but also a period of cultural continuity between Britain and Australia. On the reverse side is one of Australia's most unique creatures, the platypus, in motion, swimming in stylized water. This design was created by Stuart Devlin, renowned Australian goldsmith and official jeweler to Queen Elizabeth II. Native only to Eastern Australia, the platypus is one of the few egg-laying mammals, monotremes. The choice reflects a deep connection to Australia's environment and indigenous wildlife. Devlin's interpretation is dynamic. The platypus seems alive, mid-swim, giving the coin a sense of movement and life. This design has remained unchanged since 1966, making it one of Australia's longest-standing coin reverses. In 1975, a total of 53,300,000 20-cent coins were produced for general circulation. All were minted in Canberra. The coin was part of everyday life, used for snacks, transport fares, newspapers, and vending machines across the country. While many have been worn down by decades of use, the 1975 20-cent coin still occasionally appears in circulation, especially in more rural or less coin-intensive regions. Circulated examples tend to have medium to heavy wear, especially over the Queen's cheekbones and the finer details of the platypus design. Face value: 20 cents odd. Collector value: circulated 20 cents to $1 odd, depending on grade. Not all 1975 coins were released for day-to-day use. Some were preserved in pristine condition for collectors and institutions. Around 30,121 uncirculated 20-cent coins were packaged as part of the 1975 Ram 6-coin mint set, often called the Red Wallet. These sets included the 1C, 2C, 5C, 10C, 20C, and 50C coins. Coins in these sets show no signs of wear, retain their original mint luster, and are highly collectible. No official proof set containing the 20-cent coin was released in 1975. Proof. Coins did appear in other years, but 1975 lacks an official proof version for this denomination. Collectors typically seek coins in the highest grade available. Grading systems, such as the Sheldon scale, are used to assess condition. Grad descriptionable, approx, fine F worn. Most major details visible. 20 cents 30 cents odd very fine VF moderate wear, clear portrait, and design. 50 cents are dextremely fine EF light wear, nearly all features visible. 75 cents $1 odd uncirculated UNC mint condition, full luster $3 odd mint set UNCF ROM red wallet, untouched condition $5 $15 AUD set. High-grade uncirculated coins are the most desirable, especially when verified as coming from a mint set. The 1975 20-cent coin may not be rare, but it represents many layers of meaning, a symbol of continuity in a year of national political disruption. A connection to Australia's unique wildlife through the platypus. A piece of the monarchic heritage still visible in legal tender. An example of timeless industrial design by two of the Commonwealth's greatest coin artists, Machen and Devlin. It's a coin that transcends its monetary function, becoming part of the cultural fabric of Australia. Attributed Attaindindo in 20 cents a year, 1975 Mint Royal Australian Mint, Canberra mintage 53,300,000, circulation, uncirculated sets, 30,121 proof. Coinson issued official Obverse Elizabeth II, Arnold Machine Reverse Platies, Stuart Devlin diameter 28.65 moid 11, 3 composition 75% copper, 25% nickel Jamilidville circulated 20 cents, $1 odd value unk, $3, $10 odd or higher in mint sets in every pocket change and forgotten drawer. The 1975 Australian 20-cent coin quietly tells its story of a queen's steady gaze, of a platypus's graceful glide, of a country shaped by its past and ever looking forward. It's not just currency, it's history in your hand.
In a world of paper, plastic, and now digital currency, coins remain among the most enduring and tactile forms of national identity. And in Australia, few coins carry as much symbolism and cultural value as the 20-cent piece, a coin of commerce, history, and design. The 1978 Australian 20-cent coin. It is a piece both common and collectible, ordinary yet deeply iconic. This is the complete story from the workshops of the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra to the pockets and purses of millions of Australians. The late 1970s was a time of steady transformation in Australia. In 1978, Malcolm Fraser was Prime Minister. Inflation was stabilizing. Indigenous rights were gaining more public awareness. Australia was continuing its evolution from a dominion of Britain into a fully independent and multicultural society. Yet through all the change, the Queen still appeared on every coin. Every transaction carried her image, and one of those coins was the 20-cent piece. Struck that year by the Royal Australian Mint, located in Canberra, the capital city of Australia and the home of its official coin production facility since 1965. Feature specification: denomination 20 cents, composition 75% copper, 25% nickel, cupro, nickel, weight 11.3 grams, diameter 28.65 mm, milled redded mint. Royal Australian Mint, Canberra, date 1978. The alloy and size have remained the same since the coin's first issue in 1966. Ensuring consistency and machine readability across decades. The obverse or front of the 1978 coin bears the second effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by British sculptor Arnold Machen. The Queen is shown facing right. She wears the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a royal jewel known for its elegance. The inscription reads, Elizabeth II Australia 1978. Machine's portrait was used on Australian coins from 1966 to 1984, representing the Queen during the prime of her reign. This portrait was originally created for British decimal coinage and adopted by many Commonwealth nations, symbolizing continuity, tradition, and unity across the empire and the evolving Commonwealth. The reverse back of the 1978 20-cent coin features one of Australia's most fascinating creatures, the platypus. Captured in mid-swim, Devlin was an Australian goldsmith, jeweler to the Queen, and one of the most respected coin designers of his generation. His platypus design uses curved lines and flowing composition to give the impression of motion and energy. The platypus is a symbol of Australia's unique and ancient biodiversity, Being one of the very few egg-laying mammals in the world, this design has remained unchanged on the 20-cent coin since 1966, making it one of the most enduring and beloved motifs in Australian numismatics. In 1978, the Royal Australian Mint produced approximately 37.4 million 20-cent coins for circulation. The coin was used widely for everyday transactions, public transport, newspapers, milk, lollies, and payphones because of the high use. Most 1978 20-cent coins in circulation today are well worn with flattened features and loss of original luster. Though not rare in circulated condition, it's becoming harder to find well-preserved examples from this era in general circulation. In circulated condition, it typically holds face value. 20 cents to 80 cents or higher-grade examples may command modest premiums, especially in XF or better. Beyond everyday currency, the Royal Australian Mint struck special collector editions of the 1978 20-cent coin in both uncirculated mint sets and proof sets, mintage approximately 70,000 mint sets produced in 1978. Each set included one 20-cent coin, along with other denominations from 1C to 50C. These coins were struck with extra care, showing no signs of wear, and have full mint brilliance and sharp detail. Today, these coins are prized by collectors who want a complete decimal set in pristine condition. Mintage, 39,000 proof sets and total proof coins were struck on specially prepared dies and blanks. These coins feature mirror-like backgrounds and frosted relief, making them stunning examples of the mint's craftsmanship. Today, a 1978 20-cent proof coin from the official set can fetch between $15–30 a UD, depending on condition and packaging. The value of a 1978 20-cent coin largely depends on condition. Grade description: market value AUD, circulated FEF common, worn details 20 cents $0, 50 extremely fine EF slight wear, strong details 75 cents $1 uncirculated UNC no wear, full luster $3 $7 loose, $10 $15 in set proof mirror finish. Collector packaging $15 $30. Collectors often seek 1978 coins to complete typesets, year collections, or to own one of each match and effigy year. Though it may seem like a simple, everyday object, the 1978 20-cent coin is layered with meaning. It represents stability in Australia's economy post-Whitlam era. It reflects national pride with one of the country's most distinctive animals. It showcases royal symbolism, bridging Australia's historic ties to the British Crown. And it captures a moment in time preserved in metal that endures long after the groceries it once paid for have been forgotten. The platypus swims through time just as surely as it swims across the silver surface of this coin. Attributed tails: denomination 20 cents year 1978 mintage circulation 37.4 million sets 70,000 in red wallet mint sets proof sets 39,000 Obverse Queen Elizabeth II Arnold Machin portrait reverse platypus by Stuart Devlin composition 75% copper 25% nickel diameter 28.65 weight 11.3 grams edge mold circulated value 20 cents 80 cents ordnance circulated value $3 $15 OD value $15 $30 a UD. The 1978 Australian 20-cent coin may not be rare, it may not be golden, but it is deeply Australian. With a platypus on one side and a queen on the other, it's a balance of tradition and identity, of water and crown, of a nation's past swimming into its future. The Last Step 2004 Australian 20-cent coin is no rare treasure, new antique relic, but it is a historical object, a symbol of continuity, and a snapshot of a changing nation. With its gliding platypus and crowned queen, it bridges the ancient and the modern, the imperial and the independent. Let us now explore the complete story of this modern classic. In 2004, Australia was in the midst of economic growth and cultural evolution. John Howard was Prime Minister. Sydney had just hosted the 2000 Olympics. Australian troops were serving in Afghanistan and Iraq. Multiculturalism was shaping the nation's cities, and globalization was impacting its economy. Amid all this change, Australians still trusted one thing in their pockets: their coinage. Produced by the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, the capital city and seat of the federal government, the Royal Australian Mint, established in 1965, is responsible for all Australian decimal coinage. In 2004, it was operating with advanced technology to meet both national and international minting contracts. Attribute tail: denomination 20 cents year of issue 2004 composition 75% copper, 25% nickel weight, 11.3 grams diameter, 28.65 edge milled reeded mint. Royal Australian Mint, Canberra. These specifications have remained consistent since the decimal system was introduced in 1966, maintaining compatibility with machines and coin systems nationwide. The Obverse features the fourth portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by British artist Ian Rank, introduced in 1999, used until 2019. The Queen is depicted facing right without a tiara, but wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. This is a more mature portrayal of the Queen, reflecting her role as a senior monarch. Inscription: Elizabeth II, Australia, 2004 rank. Broadly's design was known for its realism and dignity, moving away from stylized youth to honor the Queen's decades of service. Just like every 20-cent coin since 1966, the reverse of the 2004 issue features one of Australia's most enigmatic animals, the platypus. The platypus swims through stylized water currents. It represents Australia's ancient and unique ecosystem. The design is dynamic, artistic, and instantly recognizable to Australians of all ages. Stuart Devlin's reverse has become a staple of Australian decimal coinage, an unchanging tribute to native wildlife and artistry. The 2004 20-cent coin was struck primarily for circulation, and over 62.6 million coins were minted that year. Mintage: 62,600,000 coins. General circulation: these coins were distributed widely across Australia from city cash registers to regional post offices and vending machines. They remain legal tender and are still commonly found in circulation today. Because of its large mintage, the 2004 20-cent coin is considered common, though higher-grade specimens are less frequently encountered in daily change. While the general circulation coins were mass-produced, the Royal Australian Mint also created collector-quality versions in 2004. Included in 2004 Royal Australian Mint Year Sets 6 coin red folder sets. Coins were struck with higher than normal quality standards, feature full mint luster, sharp edges, and no signs of handling. Popular among casual and serious collectors. Featured in 2004 proof sets, with extremely fine detail and mirror finish. Backgrounds: struck using special dyes and blanks, creating a deep cameo effect. Frosted design against mirror fields. Limited mintage: approximately 43,000 proof sets. Highly collectible due to their superior finish and packaging. The collector value of a 2004 20-cent coin depends heavily on condition. Gray description value: odd circulated fine VF, typical wear from daily use, 20 cents, $0. 50 extremely fine EF, minimal wear, strong details, 75 cents. $1 uncirculated UNC mint state. No signs of wear. $2 $5 mint set UNC in official Royal Mint. Packaging: $6 $12 proof, deep mirror fields. Frosted relief: $10 $25 plus. Most circulated examples today are in fine to very fine condition. Collectors seek out uncirculated and proof versions to complete year sets or build effigy collections. The 2004 20-cent coin stands at the intersection of tradition and modernity. The Queen's effigy represents over 50 years of constitutional monarchy. The platypus symbolizes Australia's environmental uniqueness. The coin itself is a product, with high-precision minting and modern economic infrastructure. Although not a rare or valuable coin in circulation, it holds cultural and numismatic significance. Part of the Ian Rank Broadly Portrait series, an enduring example of Stuart Devlin's design legacy. A snapshot of Australia in the early 21st century. Attributed tales: denomination: 20 cents. Year 2004 mint. Location: Royal Australian Mint, Canberra. Mintage: circulation: 62,600,000 uncirculated sets. Yes mint. Year sets red folder proof sets. Yes 43,000 sets produced. Verse designer: Ian Rank Broadlay. Verse designers: Stuart Devlin. Metal composition: 75% copper, 25% nickel. Weight: 11.3 grams. Diameter: 28.65. A Medj milled circulated value: 20 cents, 50 cents. Ordnance circulated value: $2 $5. Odor to proof value: $10 $25 AUD. It may be common, it may be modern, but the 2004 20-cent coin is more than metal. It is memory, it is monarchy, it is marsupial. It is part of the everyday poetry of Australian life, passed from hand to hand, one small coin telling a larger story.